everybody, Simistic this here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And happy Memorial Day. Today I headed out to Jake's Flea Market in Bartow, Pennsylvania once again. Now they usually only open on Saturdays and Sundays, but they did open specially for Memorial Day weekend. So I definitely had to run out there today, see what they had to offer. Found some great deals. Let's take a look at what I got. The first thing I picked up were two CD soundtracks, and the first one being the soundtrack to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Now this I'm very excited about. I absolutely love this film. I love this soundtrack. I've wanted to get this for a while now. Very happy to have this in the collection. And the second soundtrack I picked up was the soundtrack to Orange County. A decent soundtrack with some decent bands. I do enjoy the movie. The soundtrack is also pretty good as well. Most of the songs on here, though, of the bands I like, I already own from other albums, but still very cool to have. Great movie. Again, great soundtrack. Next, I picked up The Italian Job on UMD. Still need to get myself a PSP so I can actually watch these UMDs, but definitely had to grab this. I got it for $1. That was a fantastic deal. Good movie. Definitely looking forward to watching it on my PSP someday. Then I picked up Ratatouille on Blu-ray. Got this for only $5, which was a fantastic deal. And I'm very excited to get this because this is actually the last of the Pixar movies, at least the Pixar movies that have been released to Blu-ray, that I needed to get on Blu-ray. So definitely excited to have this. Love the movie, love Pixar, definitely like to have these on Blu-ray, so very happy to have this. Then I grabbed some DVDs, and the first one I grabbed for only $2 was The New Adventures of Pippi Longstocking. Now this movie I just actually watched a few years back, and I had seen it a lot of times before then. This is actually one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid, but for whatever reason a few years ago when I watched it, I just didn't care for it as much. For some reason it just didn't hold up, which doesn't really happen for me. Usually movies I liked as a kid, I'll watch and get all nostalgic and love them just as much, if not more. But for some reason, this one just didn't hold up quite as well for me. But I figured I'd like to give it another chance. Maybe, I don't really know why, but usually, like I said, I usually love the movies that I grew up with. So for some reason, I don't know why I didn't like this when I watched it again, so I'm definitely going to give this one a second chance. I figured for $2, I pick it up. Things in brand new condition. I'm pretty sure this has never even been watched, so looking forward to checking it out again. Next I grabbed Identity, also for only $2. A movie I've actually been looking forward to getting for a while now. I used to come across this all the time. I just never bothered to pick it up for whatever reason. I have seen the movie, I did enjoy it. Why I never bothered to grab it, I'm not sure. But like I said, I used to come across this all the time, and now that I decided I finally want it, I never see this title anymore. It's really odd that I just never come across this, so had to grab it today for $2, good deal. Then I picked up what I'd have to say is definitely the best DVD of the haul, and that was No Escape. Got this for only $1. It's in pristine condition. Doesn't look like it's ever been touched. There's not a single fingerprint or smudge on the disc. This is currently out of print, so I'm very happy to get this for $1. That was a steal. Next I grabbed The Ref. Got this one for $2. Figured that was a good deal. Almost bought this a few months back at Target for $5, so glad I held off. Now, as far as Denis Leary goes, I kind of have mixed feelings about him. Sometimes I like him, other times I don't. I think one of the things that bugged me the most about him is it seems that every movie he's in, he does his little rants where he just, he has his little Denis Leary rants, which was funny the first, 9,000 times I've seen him do that in a movie, but it got old really fast. It just, it kind of became his thing, but it's funny the first few times, but it just doesn't hold up. It just doesn't continue to be funny. For me anyway, I personally think. So that's my problem with Denis Leary, is the fact that I like him. I think he's, a decent actor. I like him in movies. But it's just, every movie gets to that point where he's like, okay, now it's time for my rant. And I'm just, at that point, I just kind of tune him out. So that's my only downfall. I remember seeing this movie actually years ago, but I really don't remember much of what it's about. I pretty much forgot it for whatever reason, so look forward to checking it out again. Next I picked up Duran Duran Rio. I do like Duran Duran. I'm not some huge fan, but I do enjoy their music. I think they're a great 80s band, so definitely want to pick this up. They were asking $2, talking down to $1. Definitely had to grab it for that. And the last DVD I picked up was a double feature set of Cabin by the Lake and Return to Cabin by the Lake. Definitely excited to have this one. Never thought I'd come across the double feature set. Figured I'd always have to pick these titles up individually. So to come across this for only $2 was a fantastic deal. Definitely looking forward to checking these out. Then I grabbed one VHS tape as well for only 25 cents, and that was Sailor Moon S, the movie. Now, as I've said before, I just recently started to get into anime. I have seen a few Sailor Moon episodes. I'm not sure from what series, but I remember the show being on TV. So I have seen a few episodes here and there, but never really got into the series. Don't really know much about it, but for 25 cents, I had to pick it up. Looking forward to checking it out. Then the last two titles I picked up were both on CED. Got these for $2.50 a piece. That was a fantastic deal because these are both in pristine condition. The first I picked up was Disney Cartoon Parade Volume 2. Comes with 2 episodes, one being At Home with Donald Duck and the other, The Coyote's Lament. So very cool to have this. I love Disney. I love CEDs. Fantastic deal. And the second CD I picked up was The Exorcist, which I'm very excited to get. I love this film. One of my all-time favorite horror movies. I have to say, probably my second favorite horror movie ever made. I only put it second to House of a Thousand Corpses because I love that movie. But this here is definitely the scariest movie I've ever seen. By far, #1 scariest movie ever made. So to have a copy of this on CD is fantastic. So that's it for what I bought today. So now it's what I watched. And today I checked out Modern Marvels Observatories, Stonehenge to the Hubble Telescope. A great documentary. I am a fan of Modern Marvels. I think it is a fantastic series. Every time it's on TV, I always watch it. I love how they teach you everything about, everything from observatories to space shuttles to, big things like that to how marbles are made. It's just such a great show. They talk about everything. The only downfall with this documentary is the fact that it's an older episode of Modern Marvels, so it doesn't quite have the pizzazz, that the newer ones have. The newer ones are a bit more exciting. This one's a little bit duller. It feels like a very traditional, older sort of documentary. It doesn't necessarily feel like your typical Modern Marvels documentary. That is the only downfall, but it's not to say it's bad. It's a great documentary. It does teach you everything about observatories. Like I said, it's from Stonehenge, from the very beginning of observatories to, I believe they do go up to the Hubble telescope, and that's where they end. It is a great documentary. I would definitely check it out. Even though it is an older episode, it's not as good as some of the newer ones, it is still a great Modern Marvels episode. And if you do like Modern Marvels, it's definitely worth checking out. So that's it for what I bought when I watched today. Definitely got some great deals from Jake's Flea Market. I love going out there. Definitely excited they were open today. And also watching Modern Marvels Observatories, loved it. Thought it was a great documentary. Again, it is one of the older episodes, so it's not as good, but it still is a great watch if you like Modern Marvels. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. And have a happy Memorial Day. See ya.